Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. It's Stephen here on the day of City versus Forest in about, how many hours from now? 10 hours from now, something like that. Are you good? Are you well? I'm looking forward to tonight. Reasonably optimistic, incredibly pessimistic, every emotion at once, all at the same time, because that's Manchester City these days. Of course, this is a live video, so do get your predictions, your team news, all that kind of stuff, your predicted 11 in the chat. Let me know how you're feeling ahead of this game, because I understand anyone who's feeling a little bit apprehensive right now, because things have been very difficult for Manchester City. They really, truly have. It's not been easy, put it that way. It's not been easy. You know, things have been testing for an awful long time. I've struggled watching City. I really have. It's been very, 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 very difficult. So hopefully, this could be the game that we turn it around. Of course, it's at home at the Etihad. It's a 7:30 kickoff, which is earlier than usual. I think it's on Amazon Prime, by the way. If you've got Prime in the UK, I think it's on there. Someone correct me if I'm wrong there. If not, you're looking for somewhere to actually go and find this. You've got to consider using Proton VPN. By the way, I've been working with Proton VPN for the last couple of weeks. It's a wonderful VPN service, and for the price of a cup of coffee, basically, you can get 70% off on an incredibly secure, incredibly fast, and incredibly wonderful VPN. If you don't know what a VPN is, basically, you can sort of change your IP address. So you can stream the internet, go on the internet as if you're in a different country. And obviously the benefit of that means you get access to different streaming services, football all around the world and all that kind of stuff. So basically, it's also got Net Shield, as you can see there, which helps you block malware, ads and trackers and all that kind of stuff. So it keeps it very safe for you. And you can see it's dead easy. You go on your phone, you click a server in a different country, and you connect just like that. Really easy, really straightforward. And the thing is, I use Proton VPN to get access to my friends streaming in America, Paramount, USA Network, Peacock. My friend uses his VPN to get access to a great deal on YouTube Premium. He gets it for like £2 a month using an Indian server via Proton VPN. So you got loads of real world applications, which means you get essentially better use of the internet for cheaper, and you get to sort of, expand your horizon, so to speak. So check it out, basically, link in the description. It is by far the fastest VPN on the market. I've used others before, but this one is wonderful. It's got the VPN accelerator, which is really, really, really good. Which is boost VPN speeds by up to 400%. It's basically a phenomenal VPN. I think it's put together by MIT and CERN scientists as well, so very smart people involved. Click the link in the description below. Go for it. And fingers crossed when you guys stream the game from different parts of the world and get, a good deal there. Anyway, let's talk about this game. Let's go over to Guardiola's quotes from the game. Guardiola was big. He was big in the chat in the press conference. And he also puts to bed some things that have been driving me mad. Basically, the idea that there's some sort of fallout between De Bruyne and him. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. Anyway, Guardiola said, with all the squad, we'd be close to the level we reached last season. And he keeps going back to that, and he's right too. He said John Stones is not close. Got problems with his feet. He talked about potential signings. He said, we'll talk in January. It depends on the position of the squad at that moment. He said on De Bruyne, he said he's closer and even better. The last few days, he's even better. We'll elaborate more on that in a bit. He confirmed that Ederson is still City's number one. He said Stefan is number two, but maybe Stefan will continue. We'll see tomorrow in the next games. He said Ederson handled it really well because they've known each other for 8-9 years. He talked about the importance of the fans, but yeah, absolutely. He talked about the fans getting behind. They will do. Don't worry about that. They always do. So we don't feel sorry for ourselves. I don't feel sorry for myself. It is what it is. We have to accept it. Yeah, on the actual De Bruyne thing, by the way, there was more quotes later on in the embargo press conference. Let me go and find it. Lots has been going on, by the way. There was an article that suggested that, there we go, from David Ornstein, that Zubimendi is up for the idea of potentially in Sociedad, and City are apparently interested in Frimpong as well, from Ornstein, but he reckons both will be summer things. I'd be amazed if City don't go into someone in January, by the way, but that's a video for another day, isn't it? It really is. Where's the De Bruyne bit? Let me find the De Bruyne bit, because I thought it was interesting. So basically, if you don't know the backstory here, Neville and Carragher, they came out and said, oh, must be something going on there. Like, why is he not playing? I know he's got injuries, but why is he not playing? Like, you answered the question. I'm a firm believer, as I've said on these videos before, of the simplest explanation usually being the correct one. And Guardiola's come out and said that. Guardiola said, do you think I'd not like to play Kevin De Bruyne, the guy who has the most talent in the final third? No, I don't want it. I have a personal problem with him. 9 years together, delivered the big success in City. I'm desperate to have him. And that sarcasm is absolutely warranted and welcome and appreciated there. Of course he wants to play him. He said, I know Kevin is desperate to help. He's going to give us a glimpse of brilliance that only he can have, but he will not solve our problems like Haaland can't solve our problems. Always be sat together, defend together. I said, I'd love to have Kevin in his prime at 25, 26, 27, 28, but he's not. He's had injuries, important long ones. He's a guy who needs to be physically fit for his pace, energy, but it's nature, normal. It's happened playing 10, 11 seasons. We want it that the best players are back, and hopefully step by step, because we're still in November, and Kevin can have minutes, and the confidence comes back, and the results will help us. Absolutely. I'm glad he came out and said that. Like, I found it mad that so many people have been willing to get behind this conspiracy theory that De Bruyne is not playing for some reason other than the fact that he's in pain. Of course he was obviously that. Like, he was always obviously that. Like, there's no way, like, that if you believe all the Grealish stuff, by the way, all the rumours that went around Grealish about apparently, you know, unprofessionalism, and if you believe all the stuff about Kyle Walker, do you really think, like, despite all that, he still plays him? Do you really think anything would stop him playing De Bruyne? No. Absolute nonsense, man. Like, De Bruyne is a legend. De Bruyne is a pragmatic winner. De Bruyne is... I don't think De Bruyne does fallouts in the way that you'd hold on to it. I think De Bruyne is far too smart, far too pragmatic, and far too blunt to not just clear the air and crack on and get things sorted there. He's a no bullshit kind of guy. And that's what Guardiola is. And I think there's a respect between the pair of them there, that they understand each other entirely. Don't fucking fall for this nonsense. It drives me mad, you know, that mainstream pundits are peddling nothing, all that nonsense based off just a guess. You know, it's always been bullshit. It's been bullshit. We know what De Bruyne said, that he wants to get fit, he's training, but at the end of it, you know, he keeps feeling pain. And Guardiola said the same. You know, and it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, you know. So I think that's it, unfortunately. He did say he's getting fitter, you know, so fingers crossed, you know, he'll be involved. He said, if I had the City squad ready, Oscar, Rodri, the others, of course he would be there. And John Stones and Manu and Ake and De Bruyne. And he's right to an extent, you know. He's right to an extent. Like, if it's one of those things where if you had all the players available, we'd be better. It's as simple as that, you know. It's been an Armageddon of injuries. It's been really difficult. And I don't want to sit here and make excuses, but it has been. The only good thing is I do see players returning, you know, Kanji, Diaz, Ake, that they're available now. The wingers are coming back as well. So it looks like players are slowly returning, which could be really, really useful indeed, because we need them. There were some quotes as well where he talked about how he needs his players to score goals and get assists. Like, where's the quote? Because he was really interesting, and he's right. Like, there's been a big drop off from everyone this season, not just you know, Haaland or wherever, or De Bruyne or whatever. Basically, a lot of people aren't playing anywhere near their best right now, and they need to. Where's it gone? He talked about... I'll try and find it in a minute, but he talked about how he needs goals from Phil Foden. Like, he needs goals from... I'll find it now. I'll go over here 1 second, because I know I've seen it. And he's right to point out that certain players are just... not contributing. They're not contributing in the way that we need them to right now. Here we go. He said, I want desperately 5 goals and assists from Foden. Like last season he was there. From De Bruyne, from Doku. A little bit less from Grealish and from Savinho, from Gundogan. But just 5 goals and assists from these players. Not 20, 30, 40. We'd be top of the league. Why has it not happened? They were not here. They were injured. They were not ready. This is the problem that I think I have. And I think he's right to an extent. I think some of these players should be doing better. Foden in particular. The standards he's set himself are really high. And everyone's picked up on a little bit less from Grealish, but he also means a little bit less from Grealish, Savinho, and Gundogan. I think he understands that they're not massive goal threats right now, but they still should be contributing more. He's right, absolutely should. This is City's issue right now, is that we're failing at the high end of the pitch. We're failing scoring goals, and we're failing defensively as well. I do wonder how he's going to line up for this game, you know, because it's going to be interesting, because, you know, you look at the Liverpool game, this is how we lined up there. We played Rico on the right, weirdly, didn't really make sense, but I understand why you wanted Gundo, Bernardo a bit deeper. Nuno's on the left, Foden through the middle, Haaland up top, then Ake, Akanji, Diaz, Walker. I think the defence will probably stay the same for this game. I know Kyle Walker's playing terribly, and the rumours coming out that he might be leaving finally, which is sort of needed because his form's dropped off massively. But I think he might start this game anyway. I can't really see too many changes. I think Ake will play here. I think it will be Diaz. I think it will be Akanji. And I think it'll be Walker. You don't have to like it, but I think that's what it'll be. And I think Ortega might get another start, maybe. I'm hoping... So basically, Guardiola said after the other game the other day that he thinks that Jack Grealish might be able to play central for creativity and all that kind of stuff. I do wonder if we see that. Like, you know, is there a potential for him to play central a little bit and offer something maybe as a left-sided 8? Because I think Jack Grealish can play that role. I like the idea of him playing over here a little bit. Maybe, you know... I missed Kovacic, by the way. Maybe we do see sort of... I don't know how it could be. Maybe we see something like this where Foden goes on this side and he drifts in. Maybe we see Gundo and Silva again, Bernardo. Maybe it's something like that with Doku over here. Maybe he does something like that. I don't know. I wouldn't play Nunes personally. I think I think Nunes is not a winger, and I think he had a bit of a hot spell, but he's been pretty poor ever since then. I don't think Nunes is a winger. You can disagree if you want to, but I don't see it. Haaland obviously will start up top. Like, maybe De Bruyne is fit. I don't know. It's very hard to pick the team right now, you know. It really is. Savinho could be in that team as well, quite easily. It could be that, you know, he could. I wish Foden had sort of gotten used to playing alongside, you know, down as an 8, alongside a Gundo or Silva or something like that. It's going to be hard to predict. I've got a feeling still it could be Rico could get a game in the middle. I don't know how it's going to be. It's going to be very difficult. I literally have no idea. Leroy Sané says, I mean, all the memes, mate, they're really hard to read. Savio, Foden, Grealish, Doku, Haaland. Maybe something like that. Gundogan could play. He could play the deepest. It could be that we play Gundogan and then we play Savinho out wide. This could be what he does. I mean, I'd be amazed. Maybe Akanji comes forward a little bit because he did do that the other day a little bit. Maybe we sort of do that, which is different. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Akanji goes like that there and Ake covers that left channel. I think Ake should start again, by the way, because he was great against Liverpool. And I think right now we need defensive stability, and Ake's so much better on the counter than Vardiel. Like, I would prefer Ake playing. He won't be playing as a defensive midfielder, but he'll just step up. He'll play centre-back, but I think he'll just sort of step up and cover the channels a little bit. I don't know what it'll be. We look at how Forest have been getting on. Forest are a very good side. A side that I don't want to play. You know, I don't want to play with at all right now. They did beat Ipswich 1-0 out last time. Chris Wood, November played a month in the Premier League, which is a phenomenal achievement for him. They're such a functional, organised side. It annoys me how set they are and what they do. That back four is so drilled. Ola Reina, Nico Williams, they will bomb forward all day long. Milinkovic, Murillo are absolute beasts. You know, Milinkovic in particular has been a phenomenal signing. Murillo, great alongside him as well. A bit more technical than Milinkovic, but there's perfect partnership. Then, you know, you've got the pace of Jota Silva, which is like the Grealish sort of at home fella. Or Hudson-Odoi out wide with Elanga occasionally. Gibbs White is the perfect foil for Chris Wood, who's just such an old school number 9. They're such a good side. Like, they are genuinely a threat. Like, I really admire Forest as well, actually. I know it sounds crazy to say, but I think Forest have got such a pragmatic approach, but it's an approach that works for them. And Nuno has, you know, he's drilled them really well, and he's created a really organised, functional side. And I think the Premier League, we talk a lot about, you know, City's drop off and all that kind of stuff. I think the Premier League is honestly better than ever. Like, I mean, the quality of these players for Forest here, like, there's so many Champions League level players there. There really is. Like, Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi, the fullbacks, the centre backs, Chris Wood scoring goals. These could play for Champions League level teams. I'm not saying, you know, Juventus or anything like that. Well, some of them could do. I'm saying, like, you know, at very, very least, they'd be playing for teams like Sporting, but Forest are Forest could be absolutely fine in the Champions League. It's crazy how good the level is these days in the Premier League. So many teams have players that are just top class. Like, they genuinely do. Like, Gibbs White and Hudson-Odoi in particular, I would love at City. I think Ola Reyna's better than Kyle Walker these days by a long way. You know, pace, energy, gets forward, creates things, works hard. They're just a good side, man. They're a really good side. And I do worry about them on the counter-attack. I really do. Having said that, I'm reasonably relaxed about this game tonight. I hope the returning players, you know, the fitness. Look, we're going to have a good spell in this game at some point. Forest will sit deep a little bit, which gives us a little bit of, you know, breathing space. They'll sit deeper than Liverpool did. I'm hopeful we'll win tonight, maybe a draw, but I'm not predicting a loss. We could very easily lose, but I'm a little bit more confident going into this game because I think the players are getting... I think Grealish Central could happen. I think De Bruyne is definitely getting fitter, and I think he might even be in line for a start tonight. I'm not going to predict him to start, but he might be. If not a start, at least 30 minutes, you know, on the pitch. And I'm hoping we're turning the corner. I don't know if we will do, but we'll see. Guys, I'm going to go for... Do you know what? 2-1 City. I'm going for it. Don't forget, once again, to consider checking out Proton VPN. It's a wonderful VPN for the price of a cup of coffee a month. It's a Black Friday deal, basically. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment right now and get the deal for, you know, it's the 12-month plan works out like for €4.99. So it's really cheap. It's phenomenal. And you can stream your football all around the world then as well. Check it out right now. Let me know your predictions in the chat below. I don't know if I'll do a watch along tonight. I'm currently fighting a bit of a viral infection. I think it's COVID or something. It's going around the household. I'm just constantly ill at the moment. It's the lack of sleeping. Taking Ruben to soft play places and getting ill all the time. And it's driving me mad. So I'm going to hold off into the watch along until later on, see how I feel. But for now, though, up the Blues in a bit. Bye-bye.